And what are we doing today, Miss? Oh, well, let me say who's here for the state.
Marcella Turner for the state, Your Honor.
All right, we've got a suit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage. We are having a hearing. Do we have any stipulations?
We do not, Your Honor.
All right, let's proceed.
Thank you. At this time, the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior court order signed this court on May 4th of 2015, where Mr. Cordova was ordered to pay $0 in child support and $50 in cash medical support, both of those to begin on April 1st of 2015.
Zero child support and how much on $20 on cash medical support?
$50, Your Honor.
50. Okay. And to begin on what date again?
April 1st of 2015.
Ooh, let's see.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it was to begin on April 1st of 2015. It was signed on May 4th of 2015.
Okay, that was a hearing on March 4th. Okay, let's proceed.
The state would also like to offer into evidence what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1, which is the financial activity report in this matter.
All right. Mr. Cordova, do you have any objections of me looking at the financial activity report and entering it into evidence?
Yes, sir.
You have an objection?
Yes.
What is your legal objection?
My objection towards I'm sorry. I don't object to any of the financial, whatever is recorded and documented. No, I don't have any objection towards that.
All right, Miss Hernandez, do you have any objection? You have to unmute yourself, ma'am. You have any objections of me looking at that or admitting the financial activity report?
I do, sir.
You do have an objection? What is your legal objection?
That they're trying to, they want me to agree to minimum wage because he's
Objection not responsive.
No, all I'm asking you is, you see this document?
That's for the back child support. I don't have that back medical child support. No, I don't. Not to that.
No objection then. Is that correct? Is that correct? Sir. Okay. State's Exhibit A is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we would like to call Mr. Cordova. Mr. Cordova, are you currently employed?
No, ma'am, I'm currently unemployed.
And are you receiving any sort of unemployment?
I am receiving benefits. I have $1,767 in remaining benefits. My total weekly amount that I get is $535 a month. Bi-weekly, that'd be $1,070. Monthly, that would be $2,140.
Okay, sir. The question is, are you receiving any benefits?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I was just giving her numbers. Sorry.
All right. Go ahead.
And how much do you receive weekly from unemployment?
I receive $535 weekly from unemployment.
Okay. And do you currently have access to private medical insurance for this child?
Yes, ma'am, I do. No, I don't. No, I'm sorry. I do not have private medical.
And do you have private dental insurance available for this child currently?
I am paying for medical support that covers the full medical, the dental, and the vision.
Non-responsive.
Okay, listen to the question, sir. Do you have any insurance?
I don't have any insurance for myself, no, sir.
No, for the child.
Just what the state.
Do you personally have any insurance, sir,
no,
for
sir,
the child?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And do you have any other children other than this child?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Cordova, back in 2015, when this prior order, wait a minute. Is your name Cordova or Contreras?
Cordova. That's Cordov as a Victor, A as an apple.
Okay, we just have you listed wrong on the screen. Okay, to make sure I was right. All right, Mr. Cordova. Back in 2015, when that prior order was entered, you and the custodial parent were living together. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you two currently living together?
No, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to discuss your weekly unemployment amounts with the child support officer today?
Yes. No, briefly, very briefly, which is the reason why I'm here.
But you did discuss with the child support officer your weekly unemployment amount, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And what I'm expecting in the near future.
And did you also have an opportunity to discuss what the guideline calculated child support amount would be based off of your average gross monthly income?
Yes, but I object to some of the orders that were going to be in place because of my
Objection
financial.
unresponsive.
Dan, just listen and answer the question, sir. You'll have an opportunity to say something later on.
Okay. Well, I just want to let you know that.
Go ahead. No. Just listen to the question.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Cordova, after that information was discussed with you, the child support officer informed you that the guideline child support amount, if this court granted the modification, would be $343. Is that correct?
$343.
Based off of your employment. A month.
A month, 341 a month.
$343 a month.
I wasn't given that number, no, ma'am.
Okay, so based off of your income that was discussed, the guideline child support amount would be $343 and the medical support amount would be $93. Are you in agreement with those amounts?
No, because she told me 81.
Okay, 81, 93. I'm telling you right now, the state is requesting 93. The question was, are you in agreement with those amounts?
Per month, no.
And why is that, Mr. Cordova?
Because of what I'm making and what I'm going to be making, because my benefits are exhausted, and my gross income for the month is going to be decreased by 25% if I don't find an employment by then, and there's no guarantee if I'm going to be able to find that kind of job again, because that's based upon the bonuses and extra work hours that I have for my previous employment. And for the last decade, I've made under $25,000.
And how long have you been unemployed, Mr. Cordova?
I've been unemployed since January.
January of which year?
January of 2021.
And what type of work
if I
are employed? What type of work were you doing when you were employed?
Maintenance.
And have you been looking for jobs since January of this year in maintenance?
Yes, ma'am. I have documentation of the required work searches that the state of Texas requires me to document.
And have you been offered a job and declined it?
No, ma'am.
And so is it your testimony that nowhere in the county of Houston you have been able to obtain a job in the maintenance department? Is that what you're testifying to today?
Yes and no, because I do not live in Houston, Texas.
Okay, well, where do you live?
I live in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, so in San Antonio, are you testifying that there have been no job openings available for maintenance type work since January?
For my position, no.
Okay, well, what's your position, sir?
Lead maintenance supervisor.
And how long have you been in the maintenance type of work? How long have you been doing that?
Since making $9 an hour back in 2015.
So you're pretty familiar with that type of work, correct? Yes,
ma'am. It's a stressful work environment.
So much so that you've obtained management positions. Is that also correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so your testimony again today is that even as someone who's had years of experience dating back to 2015 as a lead supervisor, so to speak, in maintenance, you still have yet to be.
No. I don't have years of experience in supervisory. I just barely obtained that promotion in the beginning of 2020. And I've only had it for about a year. That's because I was still under a probationary period. So technically, for about 8 months, I've been a supervisor.
Okay. However, you do have years of experience in the maintenance area of work.
I have years of experience in mechanical fixing things and basic common sense. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Hernandez, do you have any questions for Mr. Cordova? Ms. Hernandez.
No, I don't, sir.
All right, call your next witness, Ms. Turner.
The state would like to call Ms. Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez, to your knowledge, is Mr. Cordova currently employed?
To my knowledge, he's from what he told me, he's unemployed and he does have a side gig job.
And do you know what type of side job he has or how much he makes from that job?
I do not know. He plays for a Tejano band, and I do not know their schedule or when they go on tour or and stuff like that. I don't know.
And do you have access to private medical or dental insurance for this child?
Penelope, she's on Medicaid.
And does Mr. Cordova have any other children, biological children that you're aware of outside of your child?
And no, she's the only one.
And do you have any knowledge as to how much unemployment Mr. Cordova makes each week or how much he brings in from unemployment?
No, I don't. Just whatever was mentioned earlier today.
And based upon the income information that was either found after an investigation and the information that Mr. Cordova provided, you understand that the guideline calculated child support amount that the state is requesting is $43 with a cash medical of $93. Is that correct?
Right.
And are you in agreement with those amounts?
No, ma'am.
And why is that?
Because I feel that as a father, he should be more responsible in taking care of his daughter, which is only one daughter. It shouldn't be hard to take care of one child. His way of saying things is because I have her that he shouldn't have to pay me child support, which I think I've been nice enough to let him not really be paying anything. And I think it's about time because she's getting older and she wants to be in stuff like dance. And I think he needs to be more responsible in paying. And I don't think $343 a month it's good enough from what I've already spent taking care of her by myself.
Okay. And based off of the financial activity report that states the arrears in this matter regarding the medical support, are you in agreement with the court entering a judgment as of April 30th for the medical support arrears in the amount of $152.35?
Yes.
And are you asking this court to order a payout on that judgment so that that judgment could, so that we can get that judgment paid off? Are you in agreement with that as well?
This is, I'm sorry, this is for the
on the arrears for the medical support, the money that belongs to the state.
He needs to pay it because it's his responsibility to pay it.
So that's a yes, you would be okay with the court ordering him to do that?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Cordova, you have any questions for Ms. Hernandez?
Yes. Based upon what you said, side gig, what does that constitute? I mean, wouldn't that be something?
Hold on. You have a question for her.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
What do you constitute a side gig?
Ms. Hernandez.
Your side gigs are your job, when you go and play with the band, Edward. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Only you know when your schedule is to go
Okay,
play.
the thing is, I don't have a side gig. The whole 2019 pandemic, I have not played any music. And if I did
So,
play
wait a
any
minute,
music,
sir. Wait a minute.
yeah,
Wait a minute.
okay,
You're making a statement.
okay.
Right now, she's on the witness stand. You have a right to ask her a question. I don't want you to make
Okay,
it.
okay,
I'm going to let you say something later on. Right
okay,
now,
okay.
you can ask her a question.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Now, you have a question for her?
How much money did I make per year doing side gigs?
I don't know that because
Objection, Your Honor. That question was asked and answered by myself.
No, you can
Well, he
answer.
asked
You
about
can
a lot of
answer, Ms.
questions.
Hernandez. You can answer.
I don't know how much he gets per gig, because whenever we work together, he will get at least 100 and something per gig.
When I met you, did I have a full-time job?
Objection, relevance.
Sustain. Have another question, sir?
I feel like that's relevant that I didn't have a job because
Sir, do you have a
that's
question?
yes. No, let's proceed. That's fine.
All right. Ms. Turner?
The state would like to call Ms. Luna.
Ms. Luna, raise your
Ms.
right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right.
Ms. Luna, could you please state your full name for the record and where you currently work?
Sandra Luna, the Office of the Attorney General.
And what is the title of your position and how long have you been in that particular position?
Child Support Officer, 9 years.
And what are some of the duties that you typically do in regards to that position, your position at the agency?
Investigate and calculate the retroactive child support, ongoing child support, or medical support.
Okay. And do you also investigate the financial income regarding non-custodial parents' income?
Yes.
Income. And did you have an opportunity to investigate and conduct an investigation regarding Mr.
Yes. Based on my investigation, he is receiving unemployment and $740 a week, and monthly gross, it's $2,072. And he's been receiving unemployment since January 2020.
Is it your testimony that Mr. Cordova is actually receiving $714 each week and not the $5 that he previously testified to?
He's receiving $740 a week.
$40, $740 a week. And has that amount been pretty consistent?
That is correct. Since January 30th of 2021 until May. The last payment was May 15, 2021 of $740.
And did Mr. Cordova provide any proof to you today regarding his testimony that his unemployment was getting ready to terminate?
No, he did not.
And did you find any information that confirmed what he stated, that his unemployment was getting ready to end?
No, I couldn't.
And based off of the gross monthly income that you averaged out over the time period Mr. Cordova has been receiving unemployment, what did you calculate the guideline child support amount to be?
$343 on child support.
And how much would the cash medical support be based off of that amount?
$93.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Hernandez, do you have any questions for Ms. Luna?
I don't.
Mr. Cordova, you have any questions for Ms. Luna?
Yes, ma'am. Is there any way I can give you that documentation that states where and when my benefits is going to exhaust?
Ms. Luna?
Yes, you could go ahead and submit it.
Okay. I can ask you those questions afterwards, or can I submit that?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What are we doing here? There's been plenty of opportunity to address these issues, and now Mr. Cordova is attempting to.
We're in the middle of trial, Mr. Cordova.
Yeah. Well, I without the documentation, how can you make an honorable decision?
Your Honor,
Your Honor,
I haven't been given plenty of time because I don't live in the address that they were trying to reach me at.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes, Ms. Luna.
I did request for documents in the past before we came into trial, and he said he did not want to provide anything at all. He wanted to go in front of the judge.
All right.
and based off of that information, Your Honor, the state is ready to proceed and have the court enter a ruling on this matter.
Well, do you have any more witnesses, Ms. Turner?
No, Your Honor, the state does not.
Ms. Hernandez, do you have any witnesses you wish to present?
No, sir.
Mr. Cordova, do you have any witnesses you wish to present?
No, sir. I just have a slight objection.
Well, I'd be glad to have you make a final argument here. Go ahead.
With my gross income being $21.40 a month, that's because the stimulus package that was signed in order last year in March by Donald Trump issues out every American $300 extra for unemployment. That being said, it is going to expire on the 22nd of this month that was signed by our governor. So that means the $535 that I gave you as a quote is what I'm telling you I'm going to be making in the next 2 weeks. Plus a 25%.
That wasn't the question that was asked of you. The question was asked of you was how much are you making now?
How much I'm making now? 14.80 roughly every two biweekly.
All right.
That's $21.40 a month. And I did say that in the beginning, but I was going overboard, and you told me to stop in my tracks.
Yeah.
I just never got a chance to explain that.
Anything further, sir? It's my understanding that you have been offered some employment, but not as a manager.
Yeah, like I had a call, for instance, for traveling out of town installing soap dispensers, because I work in mechanical. That like those are kind of jobs that they offer me, and one for working at a mobile home, and it was just the fact that there's a lot of circumstances in the department that I try to work in, because they require you to work a lot of on-calls, because a lot of people have maintenance emergencies after hours, and that's what's been the biggest stress factor for myself.
But you weren't going to take that job.
There was no possible way I could take a job installing soap dispensers as a career and to pay my child support, sir. No, I couldn't.
Okay. All right, Ms. Hernandez, anything further you want to say?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Turner.
Yes, Your Honor. Based off of the evidence and testimony, the state is asking that the guideline child support amount be ordered at $343 and the cash medical support amount be set at $93. Mr. Cordova has been given ample opportunity prior to this hearing to provide documentation as to the end date that he alleges for his unemployment to end. However, the state would ask that the court bear in mind that even if the governor has signed an order, there is no way to anticipate that his unemployment will actually reduce. And if we were to base everyone's child support based off of what they think will happen in the future, as opposed to what is currently happening on the day of court when they step foot in court, then we would essentially be having or allowing each non-custodial parent to dictate what their child support would be without regard for the guidelines set forth in the Texas Family Code. In addition to that, Your Honor, the state would ask that the court enter a judgment for the medical support arrears as of April 30th in the amount of $152.35 and order a payout on that judgment.
Wait, Ms. Hernandez, when did you separate?
I'm sorry, sir.
You were living together at one point with Mr. Cordova?
We, yes, he was living with me and we separated the same year that the first child support paperwork were signed.
Well, that doesn't tell me. Tell me what month and what year.
Um,
Are you talking about 2016?
2015, Penelope was born 2013. By 2014, we were already split, and we went to court on the 2015. So right after court, even before that, he was not living with me. He had already
Well,
left.
Sir, when did you separate as far as you can remember? Sir.
As far as I remember, I haven't been intimate with her
No.
since January of 2013.
Well, then why were you not ordered to pay child support back in 2015?
I had went and I filed a motion to set visitation and to make a child support order. That was scheduled in November of 2014 because we were still kind of working back and forth. A lot of headaches in the in-between. So I decided not to go to my court date and go with the court mandated date that was already set, which I think that's where I messed up, because still
wait. How would you mess up if you weren't ordered to pay child support?
Because we had agreed that I wasn't employed. I was making like $9 an hour. I was working at a nursing home, making about nine something an hour, and I was, as long as I was, because I lived about 60 miles away from Penelope, so I would go all the way over there and pick her up, and sometimes got denied or whatever. How would it affect it is because it's affecting more the relationship between me and my daughter because I don't get to see her, and that's the added stress factor of that, and
okay, so you have not been paying any child support for this child for over 5 years. Is that correct?
No, that is wrong. That is incorrect.
Oh, how much have you paid?
I gave her $7,000. No, I gave her about a little in between 15 and 2,000 the first year. But throughout the year, as I carried a job, I paid her about $60. But that was when I was making from 9. I got a pay increase of $12. I was doing like 60. Then I would go pick her up and try to pick her up every biweekly. That was going good, but every now and then we had these stumbles where I'd ask a question and I wouldn't be able to see my daughter or contact her for 2 or 3 months at a time. But not even like no response, just block me on the phone.
Okay, but you have a remedy for that. You can go to court for that.
Okay, well, for the last 2 years, I've been paying her out of every check. Since I got a pay increase, I've been paying her $100 every biweekly, and I have documentation of that as well. For this last year, say since January, December, I started adding $100 onto that, and that's because I still paid her, and then I'd send money on the sides and the in betweens, within that time for things that she may need or clothes and stuff like that. That I left it as a gift. I didn't think, we have to document every single thing because to me that's bogus. I'd rather pay my dues to her and whatever my daughter needs out. That's extra from me.
All right, sir. I'm going to follow the guidelines and I'm going to order that you pay $343 a month and cash medical support in the amount of $93 a month beginning June 1st, 2021. Also, the arrears judgment is awarded in the amount of $152.35 as of April 30th,
What's
2021, and the
152 for?
cash medical support to be paid at the rate of $25 a month beginning June 1st, 2021. Human order, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay, you guys.